What's up, crew? Welcome back to Libertalia Game Supply. Another day, another Bujin deck profile. Really, at this point, it's starting to get kind of stale playing around with this because it's been so long since we've gotten any new support. So a lot of the times the combos just seem to be very samey, and it's getting to be a little bit less fun, honestly, working on this. But still, got something kind of different here today. The deck has been shifted to being a little bit more going second focus, so heavier on the hand traps, especially the going second hand traps here, as well as a little uptick in the board breakers with Forbidden Droplet, and then the evenly matched would be in the sideboard. The rest of this was just other stuff I was kind of playing around with and then settled on not using. But really the main inspiration behind playing around with this deck again was this card, Gorgon of Zilofthonia. This seems like a really interesting plan B as far as using IP to go into either SP or Zilofthonia. It's pretty unique in what it does, and I think it takes a little bit of skill to play it correctly and not just have it be a huge waste of your own resources, leaving you open to just getting completely bodied. But if you can figure out how to use it, I think it does do a lot for the deck. So I'll show you here how I'm kind of thinking of using it. I think it's a little bit of a different turn. Sukiomi has made it back into the extra deck because of this, and then you guys can let me know if you agree or if this is totally stupid. So as is the case with every Bujin combo, we need the Torifum and we need one of our extenders. So Harume, Arasuda, or Haruko, all three will work, or any of the three will work, and then you can just search whichever one best fits into which one you drew. Starts all very similar. Normal summon, activate the Torifum, get your 2. We're going to grab Mahitatsu. So here it will kind of matter what you grab, and I'll explain it when we get that far, but eventually we can have all three of these in the graveyard. So the ordering on when you put them in the graveyard kind of depends on what you're playing against and which effects you feel like you might need within your own turn. But we'll use this Mahitatsu effect to get another one in the graveyard right now, and then we're going to dump the hair. So once again, the order here is going to matter, but it's going to be kind of up to you how it's going to matter. We'll overlay, we'll make the Susanoo right away. Susanoo effect to search. So because we have the Harume, the easiest extender to search here to get another rank 4 on the board is going to be the Arasuda, so we'll grab that. And then we're going to put them both on board. We'll banish the Mahitatsu, get the Harume. Harume's effect triggers the Arasuda. Arasuda is going to hit the board. And then we're going to make our second Xyz monster. So I'm still going with Infernal Flame Banshee. Until this gets banned, I think it's just one of the best pluses in a deck that's, good, but even better for a deck that's not so good. Just because it sets you up pretty nice with a little floodgate here. So we'll detach the Arasuda. I make it a habit to detach the Arasuda just because the Harume can't banish its own, like a copy of itself. And if you do end up with an extra one in the hand, or you want to extend it a different way based on whatever else is in your hand, it's just a good habit to have. And then our search will get us the flag. Flag we're going to use right away, put them on the board. So we'll return our banished guys. They're both going to go back. So it doesn't matter what you banish because it's going to go back, but if you were to like trigger the hair early just to get a material or something, you can have it back. You just don't have as easy a way of getting it into the graveyard. We're going to use this flag effect to search the corridor, and then we'll use this corridor, put the other banished card back. And this is pretty, I think, rogue standard or casual standard at this point to use the corridor to make the Thunder Dragon Colossus. I like it. You don't really have access to a lot of huge floodgate monsters in this deck otherwise, so we're just going to keep doing it. Then we're going to make the Eclipse Twins, and then the Eclipse Twins will immediately go away for the IP here. Eclipse Twins effect is going to activate, and we get one of our Xyz monsters back. So it's always going to be the Bujin. There's pretty much no instance where the second monster you summon is more worth putting on the board than the Bujin, unless you're going to play the deck totally different or the hand you opened was real weird. So right here is where it will start to matter whether or not you wanted to push to put all of the Bujingis in the graveyard or not. So in this instance, I'm going to say it doesn't matter because we're going to use this to search the rank up, the Haruko, and we'll get that to the hand. But why it could matter is you could optionally play the Crane and then search the Crane here instead. Then this is still a body that you can link away with IP to make the Zilofthonia or the SP, but it also would become kind of a nasty little like wall that your opponent has to get over because you have the turtle and the hair in the graveyard already. If you were to search the Crane or dump the Sinew, you then have like an honest type effect. And so effectively it becomes like a little towers. You can negate anything that targets it, you can prevent it from being destroyed once, and unless they can summon something with more than 4,800 attack, they can't attack over it. I don't personally like that as much as what we're about to do here instead. We're going to rank up into our other Bujin Xyz monsters using the Sinew, or using the Haruko rather, and here you have options again. So, same deal, you can drop the Kagutsuchi on board, it has the built-in protection, it'll mill 5, probably gain a little bit of attack, and then you also have the additional protections in the graveyard, so it becomes really hard to get over. You'd have to do like multiple things. It would take a couple resources to clear this guy. But ultimately, whatever you summon here is probably going to be the material you use to link away with the IP. And so I like the Sukiomi here. And we can't use its effect right now because there's nothing else in the hand, but there would be. You don't open a game with 2 cards in your hand. So what you would do is use this effect. Whatever else is in your hand, if you have back row, like if you have your droplets or whatever, you just set it. If you have bysteals, you just summon them. If you have other monsters, you probably will have had areas where you could have put other stuff on the board anyway, and then you can detach, discard 1, so just leave 1 card in your hand, draw 2, and then you're going to have this free body to link away plus a little refilled hand, hopefully some hand traps or maybe side deck cards if it's game 2 or later. So now when we pass turn, it doesn't look like much. You just have this shutting down of the searching, but what you can do here is now you have this IP option. So whenever they start summoning, you have the option to link the IP away into the Zilofthonia or the SP, but for now we're talking about Zilofthonia, and you can put it in either of these zones. So the best way to do this would be when they summon something, wherever it is, you put it in a zone that covers it. Now the biggest problem here is that there is a way to get over this pretty easy. If they summon something, you make the Zilofthonia, and say this thing has 1200 attack that they summon, Zilofthonia goes up to 1300 and negates this, so you're good there. But all they would have to do is summon something else in one of these 2 zones that has more than 1300 attack, and they can just attack over and clear it, and now this board is not good. All you have is this Thunder Dragon Colossus. It's not going to be great for you. So you have to be kind of smart about where you play this and when, but I think if you can like wait out a normal summon or target for them to like put multiple monsters on board so that this attack becomes really big, now it becomes a much bigger problem. They're going to be limited to only having 2 zones to work with, I guess plus the extra monster zone, because they can't really do much with the ones that are here. Effects are negated, but I think this is a really interesting card. So once again, let me know what you think down below. That'll wrap it up for today. Happy deck building. Have a good one. Goodbye.